So while talking about the reference book, like as I pointed out few books to you, but again, like if you move from one author to one another author, or maybe one book to other book, except whatever the books that you might have used in your bachelor's, probably published by Manali, Sonali, Rupali, Dipali publications. So I am telling you that you should first throw those books out. We don't expect you to make use of those books. Those books are copied from the standard books, okay, which are said to be textbooks. So I'm assuming that you are not going to make use of them, and you never will give me reference of that book. Fine. Okay. So like which book should you refer then? So as I mentioned, one of the book is Galvin's book. You can refer that book. You definitely can get PDF of that book on Google. If you search it, you definitely can get the same. Okay, now like considering this particular course, let me give you this example. This is an ATM example. Like say me and my wife are using same account. Okay, so like my wife wanted say 1,000 rupees. So what I did was I checked. She went to purchase something. She identified that there is no balance available. So she wanted 1,000 rupees. So she sent me a message. Can you please do this? So I said what? So she said, okay, why don't you deposit say 1,000 rupees in the account which we both are using. So what I did was I followed this process. I took the account, I mentioned the account number, I gave the amount, then it verified the balance, and balance was increased by whatever the amount that I deposited, and that was saved in the database. Same thing was done from the other side. Now requirement was after this balance is updated, then only this particular code should get executed. Correct. But then how exactly we are going to do this? So what if parallel thing is there? So what if there are two parallel withdraw processes are running? Like say I have deposited say 2,000 rupees. Now my balance is say 2,500. Okay. Now my wife wanted 1,000 and my son wanted 2,000. Now actually by this process, if both of them are starting in parallel, concurrent means in parallel at the same time they entered into different ATMs or they entered into bank at different times and they were able to withdraw money. Suppose if we consider this, then ultimately I have deposited 2,500 and bank is going to give me or give to my wife and son rupees 3,000. Will this occur or will this happen any time? Definitely not. Then what exactly is done towards that side? This is the motive first part that we really wish to think over this. Other thing is like if I say I have 2,500 rupees, to whom the first withdrawal be given? My son wanted 2,000, my wife wanted 1,000, and my account has 2,500. So to whom the chance be given, whether to 2,000, whether to 1,000. Now you may say whoever entered in the bank first in compared to their entry time or compared to their entry time in ATM, accordingly that should be done. Now let us imagine what happened was they entered at same time in two different ATMs. Everything was same. Whatever the time that was taken by for them to input the withdrawal amount, exactly same. Then what should happen in such a case? Then the thing is, it is difficult. Rather, how exactly we are going to work out this? So we need to definitely write some code which will not permit this overlapping, or otherwise like both of them may not be able to withdraw money. Who should be given? Who should the priority be given? Now my son wanted to purchase say some cricket kit using 2,000 rupees and my wife wanted to purchase medicines. Now if they are asking me, then I can provide the priority. But how my bank is going to provide priority? To whom the withdrawal should be given? Correct? Considering both of them approached at the same time. And that's where the issue starts. And that's why like if it is concurrent, then ultimately it is going to create an issue for us. Secondly, let us take this example. So if think of this, like you must have written a code which say takes sum of array elements, okay, and store the sum of I should say matrix, okay, not array, matrix. So if I want to take sum of all elements in a matrix, so I may write this kind of code, correct? With assumption this is row order, and if I write column order, what do you think? Will there be a change? Do you think there would be change if you try to add column wise or row wise?
No, sir.
No. But then can we assure this? Like if it is addition, then it's okay. But if you are going to do something else, then it may create issue. Correct? So if you rotate it by say 90 degree, rather the matrix, like we don't really rotate matrix, but think about this. Like, suppose what are the elements those are given to you, and if you try to rotate and then ultimately your row and columns changed, then what happens that time? Now, if I go with this, it may not create any issue, rather to get me some would be similar. Because the way that I am accessing the elements would be same, like row and column. Correct. But now, if they are different in terms of number of rows, number of columns, if I say like what you must have done with a transpose kind of stuff, transpose of a matrix, then ultimately, like depending upon the operations that you are going to carry out, it may make modifications in the results depending upon what kind of operations are applied in between. So these would be kind of our operations rather, which we may really see in respect of implementation. So now in general, if you read on internet or if you see any particular book, this is a simple definition given. It is a program which acts as interface between user and computer. Very simple definition that you can point out. Okay, if you ask somebody like what is operating system, but now like some authors are really tricky. What they say, they define this way: an introduction to the software that makes computers usable, ensure that systems can be made secure, and provides environment for software to be marketable commodity. Now, if you read this definition, you will run away, because why should I worry about this marketable commodity, or why should I worry about what kind of whether it is secure or not? How many of you have seen that like you always verify the application is proper or not? At least maybe when you are asked, you may say we do verify. Okay, how many of you have installed Android apps from Play Store? Okay, I assume every one of you. Now, when you installed or when you downloaded that application, you definitely must have seen. Okay, what is the reason to download that app? What is the app that you download? What might be the reason? Reason might be like it is mostly downloaded app, or one of your close friend is using that app. That's why you started using it, or you found some advantage in using that application. That's why you started working with it. And that might be the reason. But now, how many times you have seen or verified that what are the comments shown with name as Nitin Patil, and I am the one who wrote that comment? How many times have we verified that? Like in Amazon, like all kinds of e-commerce websites, you must have seen there are always reviews added for the product. And when we purchase that product, then we realize that product seems to be very bad, not worth buying. But when you read the comments, it looks really nice. How exactly this is done? So really, we never worry about majority of these terms that are added over here. Then what should we do? So now let us try to simplify it. Maybe I might be using some complex words rather to introduce by saying simplifying, but let us see this. So I generally, if you ask me what is operating system, I will say layer between applications and hardware. I will never use users for a while there available there. So because user would be using this kind of application like say Emacs, Firefox, GCC, Teams, and so on. And there would be bare hardware below. An operating system would be in between this. Like if I see, you definitely can see that I have a layered architecture here. Your applications at the top, in between your operating system, and below your hardware, bare hardware. Now, if you remove this hardware operating system rather, your hardware would not be worth. What will you do with that hardware? If you uninstall your OS, you cannot do anything. Now you may say, like, if I remove hardware, what is worth operating system? Operating system will work only when hardware is there, or it can be installed only when hardware is there. If hardware is not there, operating system is illusion. Definitely an illusion for us. How many of us, or let us say, you might be having some family members from your family who doesn't have any technology background, but they are using your device, okay, or the mobile device, or even a laptop. How many of them really cared about what operating system is there? Like when we thought about watching a movie on a laptop, we never worried what to, because I know specific, because say my nephew of age nearly 2 years, he knows how to start a movie on a laptop. Now, has he really thought about what is operating system? No. His task was, okay, I wanted to play a movie and it is playing. If it doesn't play, then he calls me. What should I do now? Kind of. Correct. Then I need to answer him. I need to reply him. Now to do this, do that. Now see, he was not trained at all with respect to this. He saw somebody using it and then he started using it. Now this was with respect to the user. What about programmer? Because see, until unless programmers work, users may not be using any applications. We definitely would be requiring some help of programmers who can write a code and which can be used by, through an application, and that application would be having set of users who would be using the system. Correct. That's what we are saying. Like while I discussed about my nephew, that time I said he never worried about what exactly is happening there. So what I'm trying to tell you, hide it as an abstraction. Like take an example of door, like your entry door at your house. Now those who did C++ or maybe Python who have brief idea about a class or heard about a class. Now if I have to declare or define door, okay, now let me not talk about class. Think of it as an entity. Through the ER diagram, like you had a course called databases in previous semester, or some of you are doing this semester. Now if I have to define attributes for the door, how many attributes would be there for door? Do we really worry about? Because like if doors are there, we need to put information, push and pull. That is not added as a part of door, but we definitely know in which direction door is going to open, whether outside or whether inside. Now if they say open door from inside, now what should I do? So that's why they write push and pull. But still, even if we see push and pull, we do exactly reverse. You must have experienced that multiple number of times. So that's what like I was trying to tell, like there could be multiple hidden layers or abstractions added, which really don't permit us, or they may permit, but we never worry about what kind of hardware is there. Now, whenever like when you wanted your laptop, I assume some of you definitely must be having laptop. OK, so let me pick few of you from the group. OK. Jayesh Deshmukh, do you have a laptop?
Yes, sir.
OK. Now, what is the configuration of that laptop? OK, by the way, I'm taking this as an example, not to worry about. Yeah.
Yes, sir. I have a laptop which has a 14-inch screen,
OK,
Ryzen 5 processor, 8
i5
GB.
processor.
No, Ryzen 5 processor,
OK,
2 GB graphics card, 8 GB RAM, and
OK,
dual boot like Ubuntu and
OK,
Windows.
OK, OK. So now you must have heard what configuration he told. Now I can ask, like, if with assumption that if he is my son, I definitely will ask him to write a C program. Why you require a graphics card? Correct?
Yes.
Yeah. So this is simple question, because now see, when we see a laptop, our idea of purchasing laptop or desktop is not only to code. We definitely expect something more. Same thing is happening with the device. What is called a handheld device like mobile. Like recall, like I don't know how many of you have seen Nokia 1100. Simple phone. It was also permitting us to call this latest phones costing nearly maybe more than 10,000 are also permitting us calling, but they are providing us multiple features and we are more interested in the features than the calling. Correct. Now recall, like what are the telephone service providers or mobile service providers? Their idea was to provide you call connect, but now they are heavily dependent on how much data we are going to provide to you. And that's what we are really worrying about. And even depending upon that only, we do decide what plan I should purchase. So there are some abstraction levels which we do not worry about. Even like what are the devices that you have, your mobile devices. You picked that device by watching reviews, by watching an advertisement, or you got input from your friends, relatives, and that's why you purchased that device. But how many times have we given a thought what would be the use of that device? Now see, recall while you purchase your device first day, first month was the period when you utilized it much. Later it slowed down. Usage was slowed down. We are only using it for Facebook, WhatsApp, Instagram, and so on. Apart from calling, probably calling was done because now calling would be done through chatting or chat applications. So we never worried about what is used internally. Okay, so like most majority of these details are hidden from me. I never worry about. Correct. And that's what this operating system will be helping me out. Correct. Now, if suppose it tells boss, while you are starting this application, I'm going to make use of this much amount of GB of RAM from your device and this much amount of processor. This will take 100 milliseconds to complete the process. Now, suppose this is audio thrown every time you fire an application. So your idea is what? Next. Okay, you will skip it. You will try to skip it. Why? Because think of this, while you install any application on your device, have you really worried about what kind of permissions it is asking? How many times we have seen, rather we are reading the terms and conditions. Now you must have seen, rather whenever a credit card is advertised, now everything is open. But earlier we used to see in a newspaper terms and conditions, and whenever you see this terms and condition aspect, at that time you will see that it is in very small font. Terms and conditions apply and star. Same thing is here. You don't know what I'm taking from you. Correct? Same thing, like your OS is doing majority of things from you. Like I'm specifically talking about Microsoft. Because Microsoft is capturing what exactly you are doing. Google is capturing what exactly you are doing. Though Google is not using their own operating system on this, but they do have access. Correct? So what OS does for us? Can somebody tell me what OS does for us? Yes. You can unmute and let me know what OS is supposed to do for us with say for example your Android phone. What Android OS is supposed to help you? How Android OS is supposed to help you? What Android OS does for you? Yes, please. Any idea? See, like how many of you have Android OS with a phone and with the 4 GB RAM on that mobile? Yes. Anybody having 2 GB, 4 GB RAM device? Now you must have seen, like when you have this much amount of memory available, how my applications are organized internally. Correct. I might not be knowing that detail, how my operating system or how my Android is going to organize everything internally. But yes, I definitely need to think about what an OS should do for me. Okay, so let us see. So first thing, it works as a referee. See, sometimes you might have seen while you start, so it is asking you permissions. So it is like a police personnel standing in a square with the signal and he is trying to stop you. Okay, because he is trying to protect you. Protect, if you don't follow the signals, what can happen? Road accidents can happen. So what are the memory available? What are the storage available? What are the applications available? What are the other hardware resources available with your device? They should be properly managed. Now let me ask again, Jayesh, the question. Jayesh, when you purchase your laptop, sorry, I am taking your example now. When you purchase your laptop,
Sir, it's been 6 months, sir.
6 months. Okay. Now let us ask a question to Jayesh. Can you tell us how much usage of graphics card was done by you?
None of it, sir, cause I didn't. None of it.
So like graphics card idea was either for the gaming purposes or for coding purposes.
Yes, sir.
Correct? Only two. Now, if we are not using for gaming purposes, coding, we need to learn a lot and then only graphics card will be useful. So until and unless like that's what even happens ultimately number of times. Now even I can predict like your storage must be 1 TB. Correct?
No, sir. It's 256 SSD.
Okay, you took SSD. Okay, okay. SSD. So ultimately, if SSD option was not available, you definitely must have purchased 1 TB
Yes.
disk. Why you wanted 1 TB or why you wanted SSD?
So I brought SSD because its speed is much faster than compared to HDD.
Okay.
So
So it
took,
was for application side, for OS side, for
yes, sir.
you, for
Yes,
you.
sir.
Like if you can you assure that your programs would be getting executed fast, very fast?
Yes. Yes, sir.
It depends on your program. No, you cannot say yes. If you write very lazy program, which is taking huge amount of resources, it would not be done. It would not be the kind of usage that was expected by the system. Now think of this, like now this is my fantasy. Okay, like you start writing code and suddenly you are making same error messages or same errors are generated every time whenever you write the program. One day, what compiler will do? Compiler will directly slap you. Boss, I am seeing same error multiple number of times. Now I will not compile your code. But this is a fantasy. But then, like, it could be kind of referee, which is managing my resources, protecting the access. It should always ask you, should I do this? Should I do that? Should I permit this? If you always have pressed yes, yes, okay, okay, I agree without reading what is said, nobody can protect you. Even like while you are using internet services, it will like when you say 2 Mbps speed of the internet that you are enjoying, like in the hostel, while you hopefully you will arrive in hostel and you will get hostel facility after you arrive here, you would be getting nearly 700 Mbps. Now 700 Mbps, is it a joke? Probably yes. But when you really see, you will realize that you never get 700 directly. You would be getting nearly to 30, 40, 50 or maybe 100 Mbps because it is shared across the user and every user thinks that I'm only the user on the system. So isolation. So this would be done by OS for you. Secondly, like illusion. Before a while, I said I coined this term, or I not coined, but I uttered this particular word. Illusion is created in front of you. I have memory. Like you say, RAM is there. Can you see contents of RAM? No. Can you see where exactly your files are stored? Maybe you may get address. Like for example, if I ask, okay, say, let me pick a person where Jisal stays in inner city. What is her house number? Now, until unless I know the address, how can I find out? Or even if address is known, like if she suddenly says 27, say XYZ road. Now, which city she is talking about, I'm not sure about. Until unless I know specific address, it would be very difficult. So that's why, like when my OS is loaded in memory, We say my OS loaded, my program is loaded in memory, my OS is loaded in memory, my OS is working fine for me. How many times we have seen this? It never tells you that your memory is full. Yeah, storage might be, but memory full very few times it happens, depending upon how many applications you are using, how many applications you are running. Correct. So it creates an illusion in front of you by providing you files, by providing you messages, by permitting you user creation and so on. Correct. So you assume that now when you log in with the system with a particular user, say root or ABC, then you assume you are working as a user, that user. But who knows? Like when you see your email, Gmail ID, like when you log in, you assume that you logged in with your login, correct? Actually, you are trying to access the disk space by email. When you read an email, actually you are reading the contents from the file because the contents are stored on the disk on one of the server of Google, which is on which I am having an account at. So this I never know. What I say, I am reading mail from my inbox. But where exactly that inbox is? It is a UI that is shown to me. So it is a illusion created in front of me, showing that yes, boss, you have inbox, you have updates, you have your regular emails, you have say different groups created and so on. But do they really exist? They may, but they are as folders, files, and so on. Accordingly, they are organized. Correct. And last one, it provides you kind of like it acts as a glue. It provides you common services. Now, when I say glue, what exactly I mean by it? So if you talk about your Windows or if you talk about your Ubuntu OS, with the assumption same version is there. From 1 to 2nd, like from Windows to Ubuntu, will you easily shift if it is not forced? You will not because you already liked the look and feel of the OS. Now what will you try to compare when you when you start using Ubuntu? You will definitely start comparing. Windows was simple. Ubuntu is not that much simple. Why? Because you were using Windows for so long. You were knowing about that. That's why. Like if think of this, like graphical user interface is not there at all. Will you be able to work? Like everything is to be typed in a SMS manner. Like you type a message, then it is going to respond to you. Okay, now let me show you probably. Now think of, suppose you are shown like this. Your directory is shown like this. Okay. Now this would be kind of different user interface for you. You might not have used this at all. Correct. Depending upon the kind of OS that you're using. So say for example, this is for DOS. Even I assume, let me try this. So this may be a text user interface. So if I write dir with assumption this is a Windows machine. So like I can see, but we never try this because we are familiar with Windows Explorer. Say for example, this one. We are familiar with this and not the UI which I was showing. Correct. Now, how will I be able to now if I have to copy, I need to remember, okay, what is the syntax of copy command? So your IBIT was right click it, get it. So for example, when I right click it, it copied, pasted the contents. This was the link that we created for Teams. Correct. So the methodology to communicate may vary from interface to interface. And like what is sold, how many customers would be there more if you want to attract more customers to your application, you definitely need to have something which would attract the users. Then you say, okay, I'm going to permit you sharing. I'm going to permit you authorization. You can definitely control the complete authorization. Correct. Now this might be an issue rather where you definitely can think about whenever we are talking about storage and so on. So now why should we use or why should I have an operating system? So what users say, I want an interface. It could be command interpreter. It could be some kind of structure where organization is of the file. There should be file explorer and so on. Now, when you purchase a Windows, you definitely try to see how can I access my files. Now, everything cannot be given by say your gallery. Correct? Everything may not be given by your gallery. So how exactly you are going to do? So you will require some kind of utility program, some applications like editors. For example, it could be Notepad, Emacs, and so on. Now, in respect of programmer perspective, his notion would be to really think of writing the code which will make use of the machine's different elements available. So it could be IO, it could be processor, it could be anything. And I might be thinking about how many applications I can run at a time. Now you might have seen now new devices of Samsung do permit you to open 2 windows at a time. Okay, both of them like can be shown on one single screen, dual mode. And like if at all it is to be done, how exactly this can be permitted? Now, if it is programmers or program environment viewpoint, you would be talking about this. Now, with respect to efficiency, whenever I want an application, that application should be available. Now, sometimes you might have seen when some update is there for your device, and if while the update was going on at the same time, your machine got shut down. Later, like when you try starting the machine, it is not getting up due to the issue occurred there. So you said what? Oh, seems I made a mistake. And later what happened was even like when suppose your update was downloaded properly. Now in Android, your Android devices, Samsung devices, or maybe other devices too, you must have seen that it says, do you want to install now or do you want to install in the night? There is a scheduling done appropriately so that when exactly it should start, that action can be taken. Now, how many processes are running? Like while you are using a system now today I'm using Windows device. Probably in next week I'm going to make use of Linux device at that time. Okay, so if I try to see how many processes are, let me show you. Now, if I see, I can see that only 3 processes are running for me. Okay, now when I say more details, these are the processes running on my machine. See Microsoft Teams, I can see 4 different applications. Microsoft Edge, so many copies. Now how exactly it is done? Microsoft Edge says 7 copies, PowerPoint says 2 copies, Teams says 7 copies. And they are taking this much amount of memory and CPU as well. So if 3% of CPU is used, now take example of the machine that we were talking about with the graphics card. If it is not utilized, then it seems we wasted our money if we are not using at all. Correct. Now I'm using his example, but even my machine is having similar kind of device. I have a GPU. You can see that GPU is shown, graphics processing unit. But I definitely use it. Like while I go at home, I do apply one program, get executed, which process some machine learning problems, works out there, and it solve the problems. Correct. So even what are the video that is recorded now for our online class, you may see that it is showing video decode with the Teams. That operation is going on in background. So operating system is doing too many things in background, like to hide from you. It is not telling you now I'm doing this, I'm doing that, and so on. Silently, it is going to do that for you. Now you can see multiple such running applications would be shown here. So these are the ones which are running continuously. The rest of the things are kept in memory. Some of them are in memory, some of them are not acting at all. Now you may see this order is changing frequently, very frequently, depending upon the action that I'm making. Now suppose if I minimize this and if I start clicking this slide, for example, suppose I clicked this slide and if I see here, suddenly you will see that this got changed. Okay, now it is 0.3. So let me say, let me go back. Now let me see, it became 0.4 for a while. Okay, now 0.1 because I'm not using it. So this CPU utilization as well as memory utilization would be controlled there by the system. So like suppose it doesn't respond to my clicks, then I do say, okay, this doesn't look to be very good. There must be a problem with my device. Like the person who is not knowing technology will say, boss, it looks like there is a problem with your device. Correct. And then if the individual is knowing the technology, what he or she may say, no. What you should do is you should try restarting your device so that you can check it. Now, while giving your first semester exam, you must have seen that while the proctor exams were going on and if you use Chrome, there were some privacy issues and you assumed Chrome was most secure. But problem is it doesn't permit directly using camera. So Chrome creates a problem multiple times to the Moodle server. So we suggested, okay, why don't you use Firefox and other browsers other than Chrome. But then a student also used to respond, no, but even with that, we are facing problem. It may be because the kind of settings that you had with your OS, privacy setting. Right. So which application is permitted to make use of your camera? Correct. So that should be added. Like while you install any app on your device, you must have seen that it is asking you for permissions, whether to give permission to access camera or not. Correct. So there could be an efficiency perspective as well. And lastly, what we do see is economic viewpoint. Like why you want, like for example, if I ask again to him, what was the cost, by the way, of your laptop?
Sir, it was around 36,000.
30,
6,000.
36,000. Now suppose suppose with assumption, suppose that he must have verified from other sources too. Okay, what is the cost of that device? And if he gets say it and 32, what he could have done? He could have asked for
30.
some less amount, correct?
Yes.
Can you please give, because I can get it from the other location, from the other place. So even I might be talking about that economic viewpoint to allow multiple users, to allow using the resources in a proper manner so that utilization should be done efficiently. Otherwise, if device is never used, and that might happen, like it happens with our majority of clothes. Like see, from 1.5 years you are at your home, correct? You must add too many clothes in your cupboard. But as you were at home, you might not have used all of them. Correct? So what is happening? But you purchased it before going back to your house in March 19 or March 20 rather, you purchased it. Correct? And then you realize, okay, now I purchased it, but now I cannot use it. But so why I purchased it? But like if I am knowing the feature, if I know the future, then I definitely can decide what to do or what not to do. So this scheduling is really important. To whom the access be given, to whom the access should be controlled. Okay, so this economic viewpoint also is one important aspect to think about. Now, like if I ask you which OS will you prefer? So some of you may say, sir, why not stick with Windows only? Why you really require Linux? But when I ask, okay, again we will go back to him. Okay, your Windows is licensed or pirated?
Pirated, sir.
Okay, economic point. Correct. because if he could
Yes.
have purchased it, cost of that could be more. Now, like if it is working fine, but like when we are using this pirated, we don't think that our data is already captured by them? No, they may not come. Like they don't know who is Nitin Patil. Why should they worry about? But when Nitin Patil runs hundreds of applications using that pirated copy of Windows, then problem. Or he designs applications using the Windows, then again problem. So multiple issues can occur later. Correct? Okay. Now, what are the goals of operating system? Now we talked about from user's perspective why we required it. Now think of what OS should do for us. Our goal is to really like OS should help us to execute the programs written by the user or used by the programmer or used by the user. What are the programs? Correct. Now, if at all I have to come up with any application, I definitely require OS to run my application. Only bare hardware will not be useful. Like if I am designing an application, bare hardware would not be useful. Okay, if you are coming up with a code which can run on bare hardware, that means you are trying to implement an OS. You are trying to design your own OS. And like we have to provide a mechanism for the user so that the user can access your operating system. So that's what we call as user interface. And when the user interface is provided, now we want to copy files, we want to copy photos, we want to copy or we want to delete photos, we want to copy, say, videos, we want to install new applications, we want to clear memory because huge amount of backup is taken every time. So I delete the backup for WhatsApp and so on. Because hundreds of images I can see in my WhatsApp that they are for good morning. Now at least like less number of images can be seen, but we do see them. Happy Monday. Actually, I don't like Monday that way, but I do get Happy Monday every week from some of my friends. But I cannot tell them that don't send. So what I do, I directly delete it. But then, like operating system is providing me this feature, that's why I can delete it. Otherwise, if operating system, no, you have to see this. I will keep it there only. Then will you use that? You will never use such a kind of operating system which is not permitting you the control. Correct? It is if it is not permitting you the control, then you definitely will not like that OS to be used. Fine. Okay. Now let us go in detail. What operating system contains actually? This could be your say, for example, 7 units or 6 units of your course. Shell, file management, device management, process management, memory management, communication services. You have a separate course. Like some of you are having course now, some of you would be having course later called computer networks. Okay, so this communication services would be covered that time, but rest of the 5 I am going to address majorly in this course. And Aditi also would be helping me out to conduct few of these sessions. Fine. Now this hardware layer, some part of it you actually had probably got an idea through the machines that you are using or through the kind of computer organization course that you had. Who is there from mathematics here now? Can somebody unmute? IMCA? Any IMCA student here? Yes, please. Any IMCA student here in the class? Seems all CS students are there. Okay. Now, like if we see this particular aspect, if we know the basics of the devices, what are the like what is CPU, what is ALU, arithmetic logic unit, and so on, then we can understand majority of things. Correct? In respect of the technical words that are thrown at individual level. Fine. Okay. So let me continue this. We'll stop after this slide. Now these would be the major functions of your OS. Major functions in the sense, whatever the hardware that I do have, it could be either of them. I may talk about my processor, I may talk about my memory, I may talk about devices available around. Okay, now think about this. While I am moving this mouse, now you must be seeing that my mouse pointer is moving. When I move to left, it moves to left. When I move to right, it moves to right. How it is done? How this control is given to the system by this device. So for each of these devices, you have device drivers written. They are the programs which really permits interaction of the device with the system. Even your files on storage. Sometimes you see memory cards, your USB sticks, even raw CDs or your hard drives. Like he was talking about SSD. Correct? He has that fastest disk. Now, even like current machines, if we go and purchase the laptops, you would be seeing that those kind of disk only, but the cost of that is really high in comparison to your normal disk HDD. Okay, then the other thing that OS supports me is provide the interface. So one interface I showed you, or now you are seeing the graphical interface for every of your application. The interface can be in terms of say text interface. Like I will show you probably like in a live session by having camera with different machine and then showing demonstrating you some other machine. Then only I would be able to show you how the text UI is seen. Correct. Then security, detecting and preventing unauthorized use of the system. But we may be the users. We the users only are providing loopholes or creating loopholes which operating system may try to prevent. But if it cannot, then you say, OK, my machine got infected. So security would be one important aspect. And then lastly, reporting and logging. Now sometimes what happens is your machine automatically gets stopped or terminates and your files are not accessible. Then system may try to recover the file. Recovery can be done. So it is because of the reporting and logging. So in DBMS you must have learned or you would be learning a break the checkpoint. Now you must have seen while you start moving in a jungle, like with assumption you are walking, then you try to put some indication there so that you can follow the same route when you don't have any idea about the route, what route is to be followed, so that you can follow that and then you can come through that road only. So that is kind of checkpoint that you are creating. So suppose if you remove in between checkpoints, what can happen? You may see errors. You may not get any idea what is happening at side. Correct. So in next session on Saturday, we'll talk about different types of operating systems. Fine. So if you have any questions, you can ask me. So I'm going to add this up to this thing info slides as well as this video lecture on Moodle site. You can see that, and I'm going to ask 2 to 3 questions which you have to solve. OK, at the same time. Fine. While you are working, there will be a very small amount of time would be given to you, and I'm going to consider only for 3 to 4 minutes that part. Fine. So it can be any time in the class. So it's not like that. OK, I will solve the questions and then I will move out of the class. You don't know what time the questions would be popped up or popping up. Fine. OK. So if any questions are there, you can post them into our WhatsApp group. Or if you want to ask the question personally, you also can do that. Fine. OK, thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.